Do you want to lose weight? Are you out of shape? Are you taking more medication than you want to? I found just one simple thing. After years of research, Dr. Smelfungus has found a remarkable treatment for overweightness. Have you ever wondered why some people are just way thinner than you? Do you want to lose those couple extra pounds, but no matter what diet you're on, it seems like it doesn't work? Hi, I've been making videos for 2 years now. And when I turn YouTube on, I get a lot of these things. If you just do this one simple thing before you go to sleep, you'll watch the pounds come off. Or if you just eat this one food. But they're all ads. They never tell you what the actual thing is to do. They always want you to either buy this or buy that. Well, I want you to buy what I'm selling. But what I'm selling is free. It truly is. I've listened to all these ads and everything, and whenever I was in the Air Force, I had a friend of mine who worked security at an arena when he was younger. And he would tell me about, now, again, this was mostly for get-rich-quick schemes, but they'd fill stadiums and all these people were there, and he said, all of the people did the same thing. They got you to buy their book. They didn't tell you exactly what it was. They just got you to buy their book. They'd have people come up and say, with this book, with his method, with this, I was able to make so much money. But they never tell you what it is. It's always a pitch to buy the book. And the same way with these weight loss. It's always a pitch to buy their product. No matter what it is, it's buy their product. And that kind of gets to me after a while. And if you notice, if you look at my videos from last year up until the end of November of 2023, I'm overweight. I was obese as far as what the doctors said. I weighed 215 pounds. And I was depressed. And I just didn't care, and I ate whatever I wanted. But being in the Air Force, I got to see a lot of different countries. I got to travel to Norway and Italy and Japan and the Middle East and, let me see, where else? Alaska, Hawaii. And for business, I've even also been to China. And the one that struck me the most was Italy. As I was in Italy, I would see all these people in pastry shops eating different kinds of pastries, even in France, actually. But they weren't obese. They weren't 300-pound walking balls and stuff. And I had to ask myself, why? Why is this happening? Why is it that people in other countries can eat the same foods that Americans eat, but they're thin and Americans are fat? And people always just say, oh, you fat Americans, you're lazy. And a lot of people are not lazy. And a lot of people that I know that are fat don't continuously go to pastry shops and eat pastries. So what's the disparity here? Well, one of the things I did a long time ago was collect Coke bottles. And yeah, this comes around. And in collecting the Coke bottles, especially from other countries, I'd read the ingredients. And a lot of other, especially European countries, they wouldn't allow a lot of the preservatives that America allows the food processors to put in their foods. And I've often, for decades, said, look, if we would get off of all of these supplements in our foods, all these things to make them last longer and things, that I don't think that we'd be as fat as we are. And so I finally put my money where my mouth was, and last year I got some blood work done, and it came back bad, and they said, oh, well, you got 5 years before you're diabetic. You need to bring down your A1C. And so then I started looking at the ingredients on packages. And we had a pop machine at work. And for you Southerners, that's soda. And a candy machine. And there were many times for a break, I would get a can of Mountain Dew and a Snickers or a Texas, I can't remember anyway. It was a huge raisin, whatchamacallit, with icing on it. And the Mountain Dew alone, I think, is something like 138% of your daily allowed sugar in that one can. And I think that was the whole can. I don't think it was a half a can. And if you look, where it has the recommended amounts, just about everything isn't a whole package. It's partial, like even peanuts. It says a quarter cup. Yes, quarter cup, roughly around 30 peanuts, has 0% sugar in it. Okay, so that's good. But then it also has carbs and all that. Now, I'm not going to go into carbohydrates or anything like that. I'm just going to pick on sugar today. So, I watched my mother as a type 2 diabetic and the very stringent diet she had to follow for the last couple years of her life. I don't want to do that, and I want to be healthy to watch my daughter grow up. So, right before Thanksgiving, I decided to cut out all sugar, and there were 2 gentlemen at work that were diabetic. So I talked to them about, hey, what do you do? How do you eat? What do you eat? All this kind of stuff. So they helped me along with that. And I completely had to change the way I eat. Now, if you don't want to do this, this isn't going to work. If you go, yeah, I'm having your Snickers now, and well, I just can't get rid of the sugar. You know, I gotta have some kind of snack, and yeah, I'm having a Snickers now, and oh, I got these donuts here. It's not going to work. I cut out sugar. I cut out all sugar. I don't drink pop anymore. I don't have any snacks like Oreos, chocolate chip cookies, anything like that. I'll have, what do I have? Oh, they make veggie chips. Actually, they taste really good. So I was quite surprised. It's like, oh, veggie chips. It has to be bad. But they taste really good. They're very low sugar. I don't eat any processed foods anymore. Anything that has partially hydrogenated anything in it, I don't do. I don't do anything with lecithin, or if it has more than 2 syllables in it and it sounds like some kind of chemical, then I try not to eat those foods with it that have those. So again, I just basically cut out all sugar. And my dermatologist made this comment, and I didn't think about it at the time, and I have heard it long time ago in the back of my mind. But I basically go on the outside of the grocery store. You have all your fresh vegetables, fruits, everything, usually around the deli area or before that. And I stay around the fresh fruits, vegetables, fresh meats, anything that's fresh, that's not packaged and already processed with some kind of rub or some kind of sauce or anything. I don't do that. I will get frozen vegetables. I've found that in the summertime, the frozen vegetables are better because the other vegetables, I usually don't get to them to eat all of them before they go bad. They have a very short shelf life, which again goes back to what I saw with the Coke bottles, is that they don't put a lot of additives in there to preserve them. You just have they're only good for a couple of weeks or so, or a month or whatever. But it's not like you can get a Coke bottle that says maybe, okay, this is July of 24, good until August of 25. You won't find that over in Europe. And I stopped getting that kind of stuff here. I still drink milk, unsweetened iced tea, coffee, and if you're a veteran, I don't know about in your area, you might want to check, but in my area, we have a grocery store that has separate gas stations, and they're called Get-Go's. And they may not like me saying this to let everyone know, but if you're a veteran and you go to a Get-Go, you can get a free coffee. So you can do things like that to maybe offset the cost of some of the higher priced vegetables that you're buying. And yes, it does cost more to do this, and it takes a lot of time. I was looking at recipes, 10-minute prep, 15-minute prep, half-hour prep. I'm thinking, oh, well, great, that's not too long, and then go to eat. No, prep time is a long time. For me, cutting up all the vegetables, getting out the cutting board, finding the right knife, cutting things up, putting the left, what I haven't used back away, and then cleaning up the cutting board because I don't like to let that sit with anything on it. Whenever it tells me 10 to 15 minutes for prep, I'm looking at a good 45 minutes. But it's something that I had to change. And yes, it's very difficult to do because I would rather spend that time with my family. And now, time that I'm doing to stay healthy is taking away from them. And no, you can't get that time back. It's gone. I don't like these people who go, well, you just need to find the time. I would really like those people to be in my shoes and say, where's the time? Where is it? What do you do? Okay, that was a little side rant. But it does take time. It takes a lot of effort, and it can cost more. But the benefits so much outweigh the cheaper food and all the medications. Think about it. I went from 215 pounds at the end of November, and this is right before Thanksgiving. And even at Thanksgiving, I was like, I don't know if I can eat anything, but I still had a good Thanksgiving. I didn't not eat, but I didn't overeat either. And that's another thing. Like one of the gentlemen who's diabetic, he said, you can probably have a potato the size of your hand a day for your starch, and you're okay. So with that in mind, I'm watching what I'm eating. I'm watching my portions. I kind of don't worry about lettuce or celery or green peppers or tomatoes. I figure those, I'm not overeating on those in the first place, but if I eat a little bit more of that, I don't think it's bothering me. And whenever I weighed myself this morning, and again, this is from the end of November 2023 to just after the 4th of July 2024, I'm down to 175, 76 pounds, right around in there. And I haven't started exercising yet. I want to start exercising, but in the summertime with yard work, other outside things to fix up the house and everything, it's very difficult to fit all of this in. And yes, in the summertime, I don't make the salads and everything like I was through the winter. I'm actually buying bag salads just because it's a quicker prep time for me. I'm still cutting up mushrooms and putting in strawberries. My wife grows strawberries here, so I get fresh strawberries pretty much every night. And I still have to cut those things up, which again takes time, but at least I'm not doing a salad part. The lettuce, I'm not trying to cut all that up, which can take, for me, about 10 minutes, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you figure 70 minutes a week, it adds up. But the thing is, this is free advice. Cut out the sugar. Just seriously, cut out the sugar. You have to want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to lose any weight. You're not going to feel healthier. You're not going to have more energy. I had brain fog every morning. I thought it was because I was getting older. And after about 3 months, it was about February of this year, of 2024, I could wake up in the morning and I was mentally cognizant. Before that, if my wife started talking to me within the first hour that I was awake, it's like, no, don't say anything. I can't process it. Things like that. Or no, don't say anything yet. My brain isn't functioning right. And then through the day, I'd be able to be okay. And even whenever I get home, my daughter would want to play and things. It's like, no, Daddy, he's mentally fatigued. He needs sleep. Things like that. And if you find yourself saying stuff like this, or just, I need time to relax, it could be sugar, especially if your A1C is high. But in February, I noticed I don't have that anymore. And now I'm having a lot more energy in the evenings. Not every evening, no. And it's not, oh yes, I'm perfectly fine like I was in my 20s. No, I'm not in my 20s anymore, and my body lets me know it. But I do see such a remarkable improvement from last year. And last year, I just thought it was my age. So whenever you see those ads at the beginning of YouTube about buying this pill or taking this supplement, take that with a grain of salt. But first, get right with yourself. Cut out the sugar. Cut out the processed ingredients. Try that. Try to where you make everything yourself. Try that for 6 months and see how much better you feel. And I'm not saying this just to promote myself or anything like that, or well, it's a conspiracy. They want you to be fat. No, I'm saying this because I didn't expect to lose almost 30 pounds. I was praying that cutting out the sugar would get me down to around 200 pounds at least, and then I could start exercising and work off some more. But to go from 215 down to 175 without excessive exercising, I am completely amazed with what just cutting out sugar has done. So please, if you want a better life, if you want to feel better, if you want to feel like you did when you were younger, or if you just want to feel younger, cut out the sugar. It's a lot of work. It's not easy, and it takes determination. But the rewards, the payments are worth it. Okay, and with that, I gave you that information. And I'm also practicing what I preach by saying, if we would treat other people the way we want to be treated, this world would be so much better. And I wish someone could be a cheerleader for me many years ago, so I could have done this a long time ago, and I wouldn't have had the health issues that I did for so long. And I just want to pass on the information to try to motivate you to do this for yourself. Have a good night.